To lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running. Toes they gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm ready to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I'm your boy, first place, Joe Jordan. Second place in the NFC right now. I got two of my bros with me, but before I introduce these two superstars, I gotta tell y'all what we got going on today, y'all. I'll give y'all the topics. All right, Dave is back. He wasn't here yesterday, but he had a big game over the weekend against my boy Tomo and his Cowboys. We have to recap that game. I'm definitely curious to see what they got to say about that game. It turned out to be a close game after all. That was good. We got to talk about Mike Tomlin. Is he still a top 5 head coach active right now in this season? Is he still a top 5 head coach? Some people think he's not. Some people think he is. My bro Vaughn coming on. He's going to represent his Steelers. We got to talk about it. And lastly, we bring it into the R2L show, Dave's Doghouse. So stick around. Make sure y'all see that. But look, like I said, I got two of my bros with me. I got 500 Dave, but 49er game, Miami Heat game, Miami Hurricane game, the U, right? Doing this thing. Oh, yeah, and the Red Sox, too. Red Sox happy right now watching that World Series. But I got him here, Mr. Dave Doghouse himself. And then I got Missy Get Done Son. We kind of swap positions under 500. But Missy Get Done Son, number one in our fantasy football league in the R2L right now, number one. All right, had the most points last week too. I thought I did, but you did it too. Okay, tell me you do your thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm making a comeback, bro. So I'm on a 2-game win streak. Shout out to Devin.
I see.
Shout out to Devin and Kevin. All right.
Let's not talk about fantasy football right now. Please.
I got you this week. You better get that lineup right. I ain't talking about the shape up. But Missy Get Done Son himself, co-host of In the Red Corner, my boy Tomo. How y'all doing, fellas?
Hey, he been turned up these 8 weeks, man. I'm glad the Commanders doing their thing, man. I can't wait to see what the Kings about to do, man. Because Joe is turned up, but I'm doing good. Dave,
I'm doing great, man. It's been a great weekend for sports for me, man. The U beat FSU, heated rivalry. The Niners beat the Cowboys. I can't really call that a heated rivalry, but it's a rivalry nonetheless. Then Duke. It was an exhibition game pretty much, but beat the snot out of Arizona State, put 103 on them. Cooper Flag balled out. And then the Yankees are down 3-0. So I feel real good right now. I feel real good.
Beat the Pistons. Shout out to Carl.
Yeah, we Miami Heat 2-1 after getting blown out in the first game at home against to the Orlando Magic. Got the Orlando Magic fans saying they took over Florida, so you had that. Then I'm just ready to talk about today's show. We got a great guest coming on, Orlando Magic and Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Also UNC fan. I'm gonna give you apologies now for the beatdown that you're gonna receive this year in college basketball. So I'm sorry. You can't say much about your football team because your football team sucked in college. So I'm sorry, but let's have fun today on Tuesday. Let's turn up.
Turn me up.
First place, Jody. Floor is yours.
Hey, you know, Vaughn says so when you come on the show.
I know he is. That's why I did it.
They set up good. Hey, on the low, Tomo, Vaughn and Dave, all these teams coming are legit rivalries for real.
I was about to say he done named like 6 teams in like 6 different sports. Like, that's crazy.
I'm like, dang, they actually like each other. That's crazy. But listen, y'all, we got a great show for y'all today. But make sure y'all like this video on 3 different platforms. We are streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So do that. Hey, subscribe and follow on all of our social media platforms. You can find us at Refuse to Lose Sports, on X at R2L Sports. So make sure you do that. And share this video with somebody so they could come on and watch live with you, because they could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my bro Vaughn being the first comment. Let's get it. Let's get it. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, I got you. So look, 49ers, Dallas Cowboys. Historic rivalry, like Dave said. Historic rivalry. Yeah. You know, they played a lot of games together. You know, they played 41 times. The 49ers got the best of them so far. Record 21-19-1. Yeah, the top game. Shout out to the Panthers and the Broncos. Inside of those who've been watching R2L for a while. But in our lifetime, since 1990, you know, we've been around since 1990, day 91, you know, the Cowboys still losing that battle 12-11. 12 wins to the 49ers, 11 wins to the Cowboys. Since R2L's been created, 49ers 4-0. So Cowboys has been on the other side of the spectrum when it comes to the 49ers for quite some time. But if there was ever a time for the Dallas Cowboys to stop the streak, to finally put the dagger in the big old beast, it was this past weekend. No C-Mac, no Brandon Ayuk. Boy, I know we didn't have Michael Parsons. We didn't have Deron Bland. They didn't have, you know, what's your other boy named D-Tackle? What's your boy name, Tom?
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence. I know.
Yep.
But they had all-pro Dak Prescott. And what happened? The 49ers left with a W. So, David, Tomo, but we're going to start off with the loser. That's how the rules go, right?
Yeah, that's how
lost the game. All right. So, Tomo's not a loser, but, you know, who lost the game? Tomo, tell us what happened.
You can't spell Dallas without 2 L's. That's all I'm gonna say. But I really don't know what happened, Joe. I don't know. The team came out in the first half and it looked like they was fighting. It was like, you know what? We finding ways for Purdy to drop, get passes off, and his teammates was dropping them. Like Debo had a wide open screen at one point and he just flat out dropped it. I was like, this might be my lucky day, y'all. We might get it today. You know, that run game was it was up and down. It was real stagnant. They really didn't find their footing like that. Then, you know, Kittle was getting strapped up just a little bit. That whole first half, I was like, the Cowboys got a chance to win this game. And even the scoreboard reflected it. It was like 10-7, I think, going into the half. But no, it's 10-6. I'm sorry, 10-6, because they had 2 field goals. I even seen Zeke get a touchdown. I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be one of them days. And then the second half came. And like a good friend of ours says in the chat, you know, teams don't make adjustments at halftime. But you can go back and watch this game Sunday night and see that the 49ers clearly made nothing but adjustments. They literally walked in the locker room and was like, all right, guys, so I know we really didn't have everybody. You know, Debo, we was really trying to see how you was feeling, you know, with the fluid and everything coming off your lungs. Kittle, you got your shirt on? Kittle said, yeah, I got my shirt on. I'm not going to show y'all, but it's there. And proceeded to put 21-0 on the Cowboys in the third quarter. And right after that, Dak did what he always do. I mean, outside of the first interception, but Dak said, all right, since we down, there ain't nothing else I can do right now. Let me just see if I can get CD open a few times. CD got open. They actually started calling plays that they should have been calling the entire time. It was like, wow, look at the rub routes. Even though they didn't get the rub route for us, you know, they got the, you know, I ain't going to say too much about the referees because when it comes to Dallas and referees, Detroit fans don't want to hear about it, so I ain't going to talk about it. But CD found a way to get open on 2 of those pick plays, and now look at us. We're trying to find a game. But I knew it was over. I said it on Friday. If you can't beat this team when they limping, sick, got the cough syrup and everything, then you'll never beat this team. And right after that, they walked off the field. Kittle walked over. It was National Tight Ends Day. He walked over to Ferg. He dapped him up and said, "I got the shirt on. I'm not gonna pull it up though. I had it on for good luck." And I said, "Yeah, because you torched Donovan Wilson." So at the end of the day, man, Cowboys did what I expected them to do: find a way to lose.
Dave.
We won this game as I expected. We ran the ball like we were supposed to. And I said that. I said, as long as we don't get away from who we are, we should win this game. And that's what we did. We ran the ball. They couldn't stop it. The Cowboys just have a really bad run defense. So they're not able to stop the run. As long as they can't do that, we can do that. And then Brock Purdy made plays. He made plays with his arm and his legs. He averaged 7 yards a carry in that game. He had eight carries for 56 yards, which is exactly what the Cowboys' entire running back room got in that game. So, and then you had rookie, our rookie running back also run for 85 yards on 16 carries. So that helped out as well. With another injury happened to Jordan Mason. So we had injuries within the game that went down as well. And Joe, I know that you mentioned Micah Parsons being out along with Deron Bland and some other. We have some defensive guys out too. Remember, Dre Greenlaw hasn't played yet. Javon Hargrave is out for the entire season, and Tyler Hufanga has only played in one game this year. So we had some people missing on defense too. It's mostly our offense that's missing a lot of the firepower. But as long as we still have Kittle, Debo, and as long as Brock Purdy is our quarterback, we should be able to win some games. This is why I've been kind of upset from some of the games that we lost, even though we were hurt, because it's like we still have enough to be able to get it done. But my takeaway from this game, honestly, is it's good that we got a win going to the bye week, but I don't like how we got the win because it still shows that we have some deficiencies when it comes to our defense, especially in the second half, either in the third or the fourth quarter. We got hot in the third quarter. We came out and scored 21 straight points. Came out there and scored. It just did what we were supposed to do. Then, out of nowhere, we just started giving up big plays in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back drives, wide open touchdowns to CeeDee Lamb. I'm like, this is why I say the game is never over when it comes to the 49ers. Because this year, we just tend to give up leads in the fourth quarter, and that's not 49er football. I don't understand why this continues to happen. We play zone at the wrong times. We're playing cover 2 at the wrong times. And we play man at the wrong time. I'm like, this is not the times we're supposed to be doing this. So I understand this is Nick Sorensen's first year as a defensive coordinator. But Kyle Shanahan, you know the kind of defense you want your defensive coordinator to run. You should allow him. You should be letting him know exactly what personnel you want to have out there. I get it. You want to let him run the defense and everything. But it's just too many times we continue to give. It just keeps happening. It continues to happen in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, good. It's a good win. Definitely glad that we got this win. I got $50 in my pocket for that game. Of course, I had another Dallas fan that betted me, said it was going to bet it. And Trent, I got to talk some smack to you because you came in my comments talking smack. You know what Trent I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Trent in the R2L chat.
I mean, I'll play him next.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not talking about him. It's the Trent that was on my show in the comment section Saturday night. He's a Miami Heat fan just like me. He's on that Heat Nation, the Miami Heat Zone podcast that I was on a few times. He a Cowboys fan. He was talking smack saying it was going to whoop us. And what happened in that game? Y'all were getting whooped until the fourth quarter. So I definitely need an apology from you, sir, because I told you I was going to lose that game. Just because you came out and talked smack, I said y'all going to lose that game. I knew it automatically.
Now, we might have got spanked. We got whooped in the third. You said we got whooped up until the fourth. Like, we got spanked in the first.
In the third, okay, yeah.
We
in
got
the third,
whooped
yes.
In the third, yeah.
Yes. I mean, first half y'all had because y'all was up. Y'all was leading in the first half, but third quarter we just took over.
It's like the kid came in at half and he's like, y'all had us in the first half. I'm not even going to lie. And then they just went out there and proceeded to score 21 straight points, Joe. 21 straight points. Tell me what happened, Joe.
Y'all still made the game though. Y'all had a ball with 6. Y'all had a ball down 6, like 3 minutes and change or 4 minutes left, right?
3 minutes. No, it was like 3:05 or something like that.
That's a lot of time. Y'all had a chance. Well, Yeah, I already said what happened. I got some questions for
No,
y'all.
I was gonna say 3 minutes left. Dak can get 1 yard. Go ahead. What
Yeah,
questions
man,
you got?
that was crazy. But Cowboy, I mean, it's a Tomo. Of course, you Cowboy.
We got to trade. We got to trade in the NFL. Hold on, I just saw it. Give me a second.
Oh, Tomo.
Vikings trade for Cam Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They ain't a Jaguars selling.
But Jerry said, "What players we gonna get?" Go ahead, Joe. What you got?
It's a left tackle. So
Jerry said, "Ain't no players out there."
So, Tomo, I'm gonna ask you this question. All right, but first of all, let's look at your next 4 games. All right,
Like a sad question.
you're at the Falcons. You're home against the Eagles, home against the Texans, at Washington. What do you think, y'all? Don't tell me who you gonna beat, who you not gonna beat. How many games you think y'all gonna win out of the next 4?
We can steal 2 games.
Okay, so you're not saying y'all done.
If we don't steal them 2 games, we done.
No, I'm talking right as of right now. We speaking right now. Y'all not done. Y'all still alive.
I don't know, Joe. I want to say it because I'm not even gonna say the teams. Look at it like this: every time Dallas has lost a football game, the running backs have ran over almost 200 yards on the defense. The teams you just said, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley. I don't know about Joe Mixon. I don't know how Joe Mixon gonna feel that day.
He been balling.
But then
100 yards a game.
Joe Mixon, we can add him to the list. All I'm saying is because you never know health wise.
Oh, yeah, health wise, yeah.
And then we got Brian Robinson. So you do the math.
Yeah, that's all these teams that run the ball.
And that's exactly what the team gonna do. Now, the only team I can bank on that probably won't do it. He hasn't been doing it lately. That's why they've been winning, and the boy ain't been turning over the ball. But Kellen Moore gonna get a couple of them pass yards up on him. He's gonna be like, y'all thought it was me. So, but yeah, I see 2. I'm feeling like Teddy right now.
Okay. 3 this weekend. Is that me? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Dave, you hit my question for you. Same question. Next 4 games, right? Y'all in a tight division. Y'all tied basically with everybody. Let's say that. Y'all basically in a tight division. I told y'all the Cardinals might be the second best team in that division. I called it before the year started. But it's too early, all right? Only week 8. Tampa Bay. In Tampa Bay. Home against Seahawks. At Green Bay. At Buffalo. So both of y'all schedules ain't just a piece of cake. Next 4 games.
No, it's not. It's not.
How many wins you see in those next 4?
I can possibly see 3. I think we can win 3, but I'm gonna say 2.
Okay. So you still have high hopes that y'all can win the Super Bowl this year?
Super Bowl?
I mean, that's your expectations.
That is, but yeah, there's some hope. I'll say that there's some hope.
Who's in y'all way in the NFC though?
What?
The Lions are in our way right now.
The Falcons, the Buccaneers. I
Yo,
give you
in y'all way, meaning like, yo, we probably can't beat them. I know you said about the Lions, probably. But who else though?
Honestly,
if I'm being honest, I don't think the way that we play right now we will be able to beat the Eagles. I don't think. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like how we play. I don't like how we play. And if you look at all our losses, other than the Chiefs, all our other losses have been in the NFC. All the other losses we had were in the NFC. We lost to the Cardinals, lost to the Vikings, and then lost to the Rams. That's 3 NFC games right there that we've lost.
I lost another one too. Yeah, 4 losses. Who was the other one?
I said the other loss was the Chiefs. I said besides the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs. Okay. Okay. So the Eagles. Okay, that threw me off my chair.
And yes, also a healthy Packers team too. That's another team that kind of gives me some scare. The only reason why I'm not seeing the Commanders, the only reason is because of what I saw against Chicago. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause, and that we might be able to, just because you weren't able to put up the points.
Just like the Lions can put up points against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
Okay. Cool. All right,
Dave. You know who you getting back though, Dave? Yes,
I don't know. I don't know when everyone else is going to come back. I'm not. See, my thing is not the offense. The offense is not what I'm giving a lot of like pause at. It's for us. It's our defense. Are our defensive guys going to come back? Is Hufanga going to come back healthy? And is Greenlaw going to come back healthy? That's the thing. Greenlaw, they're saying Greenlaw might not come back until the end of November.
Time out real quick. So if you were to meet a healthy Packers or Eagles in the playoffs, you don't think y'all would beat them?
Not right now.
Oh my! Why the Packers? What are the Packers doing to make you so worried?
Said his defense.
Their defense is a little bit more reliable than other defenses in the NFC, and for some reason I just don't. Jordan Love, just from what I saw in that playoff game, he kind of sort of had his way without defense, and now with it being hurt, I just don't trust it.
Dang, Dave. All right. Now I don't worry, I wrote it down. All right, it's cool.
They always just.
If we get there, I mean, I get there first.
Oh my gosh, that's why I don't like talking about when it comes to the Commanders, man.
I ain't bring it up.
I'm talking about him.
I'm
talking about him. He just take things too far. He like Vaughn said, he hear what he want to hear.
I mean, you did say your reason was because you saw what you saw against the Chicago Bears. I'm like, I mean, I think every team. Do you see the Eagles against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Do you see them against the Browns fully healthy? But you scared of them?
Did you see him against the Bengals?
Did you see us against the Cardinals? Who beat them?
But did you see them against the Bengals?
I mean,
I did.
And I saw, and if you look at what y'all did to the Bengals, y'all also gave up a lot of points and put up points. I'm not saying y'all can't. I'm not saying y'all cannot put up points. What I'm saying is it's just both sides of the ball that I'm looking at. I'm not saying you can't put up points because you clearly.
How did Chicago look the last 3 weeks? Offensively, look really good. How you looking against us?
It did. No, y'all defense stepped up in another game. I just want to see it again. That's all.
I mean, it's been 3 games in a row now, Dave. I mean, it's the only game we like since the Bengals game. It's only been the Ravens game. Our defense been lights out ever since. We're top 10 in scoring, higher than the Eagles, higher than the Packers.
You play the Panthers. I'm not high on that. I'm not saying that y'all are a bad team or nothing like that. Y'all beat the snot out of them, and y'all should have. But the Panthers' offense is not good. So I expected y'all defense to play well in that game.
What did the Bengals do against the Giants? What did they offense do against the Giants?
What did y'all offense do against the Giants? Y'all offense didn't do much against the Giants either.
My whole point is this. You're scared of the Eagles for some reason. And the Eagles struggle against the Deshaun Watson Browns, but you hang your hat on the Bengals game. But you forgetting the fact that they struggle against the Browns, who we mopped on the floor. Mopped. Took Deshaun Watson's face and I put it on the floor, got prints on his face all over the floor.
All I'm saying is I need to see it again, Joe. That's it. I'm not saying that y'all don't have the.
You see what we did to Chicago Bears? If you watch that game, we dominated that game. Literally.
This is absolutely why I didn't want to mention the Commanders. This is absolutely
your reasoning don't make sense to me. You said what I saw against Chicago Bears, which we look better against Chicago Bears than what they did against the Browns. And they better.
Teddy said the Pats beat the Bengals, so it's not a good comparison.
Come on now. And then you talk about offense. We just getting started.
Oh my gosh.
Just getting started.
Yeah, we just getting started, yeah.
See,
Joe, y'all been averaging like 30 points for like 5 weeks. What you mean?
I didn't even question the offense for real.
Our defense is top 10 in the league.
So you mean the defense is just getting started? That's what you're talking about.
That's what you should be talking about more.
But they said I see more. I'm like, bro, we top 10. What the Eagles defense? I mean, they beat the Saints. I mean, yeah, the Saints. You know how the Saints look.
The Saints was a good team when they
against y'all and the Panthers. Yeah, against the Panthers and the Cowboys. Who else they beat? I'm waiting.
Joe,
I'm
Let
waiting.
me. I want to say my statement again so you can hear what I said. I said the Saints were a good team when they played them.
What? Because there was 2-0.
When they played them, they were.
They were on fire.
Dave, come on.
See, Joe, now what if somebody said the same thing about the Commanders? Y'all done put up 30 points 5 games as soon as you play the Bears. They like, so I'm just saying. You can't do that because the other team came in and put hands on them. Like,
I'm looking at how. Never mind.
How do we look against the Bears?
got
Then,
it.
so that worries
You
you. How do we look against the Bears? How do we look, Dave? What do you see against the Bears that you worried about?
Y'all couldn't score.
No, talk to me, Dave. Ask your question. What do you see on the Bears that, you know what? I watched that game and they not as good as I thought they were.
Get them,
you
Dave.
tell me.
Get them, Dave.
I never said they weren't as good as I thought they were. It's just
What do you say then?
for me, it's the 2 games against the 2 teams that are in the playoff picture. You look at the Ravens and you look at the Bears. Your offense was just a little bit stagnant in those games, just in those 2 games. Now, you were able to put up some points eventually against the Ravens in that game, but in the beginning, it was not where it wasn't what we saw from the other games where you guys were blowing teams out and putting up a bunch of points. It wasn't that kind of a game. Now, when you went up against the Bears, again, a really, really, really good defense. But going into that game, y'all said that the Bears' rush defense wasn't that good. Well, that Bears defense actually was really good in that game. So that's what I'm talking about. It's you seeing that offense being able to take advantage of a team's weakness. I have not seen y'all do that against a playoff team. That's the only thing.
So what have the Eagles done? Cricket.
For me, it's also about what I've seen the Eagles done in recent years along with this. All I'm saying is y'all have not done that consistently.
Dave, you changed your answer. Moving the goalpost. That's what you're doing right now.
I'm not.
You told me one thing and I addressed it. Now you're moving it.
It's a multitude of things, Joe.
You talking about years ago?
I'm talking about
2 years ago in the Super Bowl year? It's a whole new year, bro.
If you remember, when I mentioned the Packers, I also talked about what they did in the playoffs against us too. That's also bringing up last year. I'm being consistent
in the playoffs. What they do in the playoffs? There? How do they look the last stretch of the season? The Packers actually look good.
They have not looked good, but their defense looked better this year. Their defense looked better this year with Quinyon Mitchell, Dejon Cooper, and everyone else on that defense looks a lot better. Adding Saquon in that, and now having AJ Brown and Devontae Smith helping makes this offense a little bit more potent than what it was last year. That's why I'm looking at last year and now comparatively, and I think the Eagles team this year is better than the teams was last year, and it gives me a little bit more pause. The only reason why I'm not saying that about the Commanders is because this is still a very new team. I'm not saying that we will automatically beat y'all if we play y'all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I still give us a slight chance to be able to beat y'all. That's it.
I mean, you started by saying what I saw in the Chicago game. I'm like, well, you see the Chicago game that you didn't see from the Eagles.
And that's why I didn't want to mention it, because I knew y'all was going to take it wrong instead of allowing me to explain myself.
Well, you know what I seen in the Chicago game? Oh, I got you there. You know what I seen in the Chicago game that will make a difference in the playoffs is how Swift went up that sideline and scored that touchdown. Now, you think CMC ain't going to do the same thing on y'all?
First of all, they're going to have CMC. Let's start there.
They not in the playoffs.
Are they going to have CMC?
He going to be there.
Come on now.
He's coming back week 10.
And you talking about that secondary? Quick, Keon Mitchell, no. What Tampa Bay do that secondary? Healthy secondary. Let them up. Joe Brown was lighting them up. The Eagles over, let them up more.
Let's do this, Joe. Debo, Kittle. Well, we know how you not coming back.
Listen, I can give a reason for the 49ers. The reason he gave wasn't good enough for me. That's why I had to say, yo, what do you see in the Bears game that makes you so worried that the Eagles are much better?
Cooper DeJean. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. You know, so when he brought up the pass, I'm like, the pass don't even help the Eagles. They looked terrible last year. When the Packers actually looked good last year. You could use the Packers from last year. But the Eagles actually hurt their case. When you brought up that, I'm like, Dave, you walking right through the wall. Because they look terrible.
No.
Bring me the Eagles from last year.
You clearly didn't hear my explanation. I'm not repeating myself.
Your explanation still didn't make sense. You said that you brought the Packers.
I said I looked at how the Eagles were last year, not being as good as they were, seeing that they improved this year.
We did improve,
but they were in the playoffs, Joe. They were a playoff team.
No, they tanked in the playoffs. They lost their last how many games? We won 4 games last year, already won 6. And we talking about improvement.
I just said I need to see it more. That's it. All I said is I need to see it again. I'm not saying that you need to do it consistently. You could just do it. If you just do it one more time, good enough for me.
It's cool. I'm just saying your explanation. You know, I need you to double down on that. You know, I ain't understand what you were saying. You know, I was like Chicago game. What? I ain't like what I saw in Chicago game. I'm like, what do you see Chicago game so badly that make you pick the Eagles over us?
Y'all couldn't score,
and the Eagles couldn't score on the Browns. But y'all ain't talking about
the Browns.
Cause y'all focus on the Chicago game when if you watch the game, because we dominated that whole game.
Okay, hold on. I know we're gonna get Vaughn up here. I just want to say this one thing and we're gonna move on. Ever since the Chicago game, right? Mm-hmm. The Eagles went on a bye week. The Eagles offense has improved once they got their weapons back. So what Dave is saying to you, Joe, is he doesn't like how his defense plays. So knowing that the Eagles have AJ Brown, I would say DeVonta Smith, and the way they're running the ball with Saquon, it's a scarier look because of how his defense has been playing.
Tomo, I can give an explanation. His explanation wasn't what you're saying. He said, well, that's on Chicago game I didn't like. And I'm like, what do you see in Chicago that I didn't see in Philly? That's all I'm saying. Give me an explanation. Explanation wasn't good enough for me.
Well, hopefully
you want to say they got Saquon, they got AJ, they got Devontae, they got a lot of that. Bro, you did not say that's the reason why you picked them over the
did I not just mention AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon being another reason why that? Did I not just say that?
No.
I just said that. Oh my God. You just like Mark. You hear what you want to hear.
I'm just like Mark. Okay.
I clearly just said that. I said, bro, I said them having. I said
you compared to last year. Yeah.
He said they added them.
I said you add Saquon to that. It makes this offense a little bit more scarier. And the reason why they didn't look good against the Browns is because Devontae Smith and AJ Brown didn't even play in that game.
AJ Brown did play and Devontae Smith. They were fully healthy that game.
AJ didn't play in the playoff game.
Yeah,
we're talking about the Browns game, like he said. He played in the Browns game, and that
I remember them being injured in some game. I thought it was that game, but
they were there, and then they look average. And what we do against that same Browns team?
Bring up Mike Tomlin.
Come on now.
You dogged them.
Dog walked them. That's what we did.
They dogs.
Hey, this is going to be the greatest fall off in football history. If it's a fall off, the fans are going to love this.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, y'all boys, man.
Y'all turn me over another notch. Let's go, Javon.
They 6-2, so they'll make the playoffs at least.
They definitely making the playoffs.
Let's hope y'all make it.
But all I'm saying is y'all talking about making the playoffs. This coach here been making the playoffs since the playoffs been the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Even with no quarterback, no wide receiver. Well, he always had wide receivers. They might have been off the rocker a little bit, tweeting and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, this coach here is going to find a way to get his team into the playoffs. I wish my coach could do the same. But we're going to bring up RBO Vaughn.
Okay, hold on, Vaughn. What up, bro? I got you.
Look, they definitely look like twins, too.
Yeah, welcome.
What it do, man?
What up, first place, brother?
How you doing, first place, brother? Top of the division gang is here. How y'all doing, man?
We can lead. Like,
I don't even see y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all too low.
Oh, y'all both. All right, do y'all think
then?
Go ahead, Joe.
Y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? All I heard, a Duke fan up here talking. Let me just say this about that. Mm-hmm. I know y'all beat up on the team in the exhibition game.
It's an exhibition game.
But let's see what y'all do, when it's the showtime, because we got some top recruits as well. Ian Jackson.
We got a bet on the series this year, right? Again, we running it back, right?
Business as usual.
Okay. As long as you know.
Now about my college football team, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I pulled a Joe. I like them because I like their basketball team. Now I gotta reel it back, do my research, and really pick a real team because I was just riding Drake May train for the second. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
I got you.
Let's get it cracking, man. Let's get it cracking.
All right. So after the disrespect was that will not be tolerated. We gotta ask. Talking about he can't hear us. Hopefully you can hear this question then.
The bull.
Is Mike Tomlin still a top 5 coach in this league?
That's a trick question. I just want to know. Y'all just want to see me today, right? That's all it was. Y'all just wanted me to get a little airtime on our I get it. Of course, he's a top 5 coach. He's always been. He's never not been a top 5 coach. I mean, Tomo explained why. He always makes the playoffs, even without a quarterback. I mean, a lot of people gonna hang on his hat. He hasn't won since 2016, I believe, when we beat we won 2 games that year. I think we beat the Chiefs and the Dolphins that year, and we lost to the Patriots. Then we lost to the Browns. I mean, that game. Whew, that game, I don't even want to talk about that game. Marquise Pouncey was a top center in the league. The first play, throw the ball. The playoff.
Yeah. These we beat that year too.
No, I'm talking. No, y'all ain't beat us that year. Sorry.
You're talking about in the playoffs.
Oh, I think 2020. My bad.
Nah,
I ain't talking about 2020. I'm talking
about. My bad.
That undefeated season. I ain't talking about that year. I'm talking about before that. We played. I'm talking about way before that. Because the last 2 playoff losses, I'm not going to put that on Tomlin. We went against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. He's not going to win those games with the quarterbacks he's been having. That's just a fact. I mean, the game against the Chiefs, we had Big Ben on his last leg, and our defense held them down. Our first touchdown came from our defense. But then what happens? All right. Right now, currently, Mike Tomlin has this team first in the AFC North in front of the big and bad Ravens everybody's so scared of. And by the way, we did sweep them last year, too, with the sorry quarterback. How is he winning? Mike Tomlin isn't an offensive coach. He isn't a Kyle Shanahan. He isn't one of those guys. He isn't an Andy Reid. He's not one of those type of guys. He's a defensive coach. He was a Tampa Bay defensive back coach. I believe they won a ring with him. How are we winning games, y'all? Defense and special teams.
And running the football.
Well, the running the football, it's kind of it's like getting there, kind of. It's not.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's more effective than it was in like past years. That's all.
I don't know. This year they weren't game wasn't that good. Last game was like probably the best.
Last 3 games, Joe. Najee had 100 yards.
That's what I'm saying. The running game.
But Warren went crazy too, though.
No.
Yesterday.
Warren he did all right. He had like 40 yards.
Okay. Because y'all missed him with the screen game. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got the 1-2 punch, the best in the league, I'll say. Well, I ain't gonna do that. The Lions got it. I'm gonna disrespect them. We top 3 though. All right. These are the things that Mike Tomlin has done this year. He comes in, he has a guy like Russ, supposed to be a starter. He gets injured, so he brings in Fields. With Fields, our defense really had to win a lot of the games. Special teams played a big role. And then we end up losing 2 games after going 3-0. And then we win a game. However, Fields didn't look so good. Now, a lot of people kept saying, Tomlin should start Russ, this and that. Mike Tomlin did the perfect thing that he could do. He kept it a competition the whole time and waited until Russ was able to actually play to actually make a move. And when he made his move, guess what, y'all? He was a sole person to make the decision. A lot of people in our organization didn't want him to change Justin Fields because it's like, why mess up something? You know what I'm saying? However, Mike Tomlin knew what he saw in practice. He knew what he saw in Russ in his whole career. He knew what we needed to be better. And what has happened? With Justin Fields, this is our offense. 20 points a game, 298 yards a game, and 7 yards per attempt. The yards per game ain't terrible, but it's not good. With the last 2 games, 31.5 points per game, 417 yards per game, and 9.5 yards per attempt. Top 5 in the league. Now, that's a big turnaround, and that goes all to Mike Tomlin. Because, like I said, he's the sole person to make that decision to start Russ. So, for me, I think the proof is in the pudding. And I think, the fact that he actually has a quarterback that has done something in this league, quarterback that's not just average, I feel like he can get back to getting to Super Bowls rather than just getting the best out of guys and over exceeding, but still not really accomplishing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like him going over 500 is him overachieving with the teams that we've been having, to be honest. It's not like we get to the playoffs and lose to a lesser team. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, last 2 losses we had was against the Bills and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Two before that, I don't know what to say about those. The Jaguars, we put up 500 total yards, scored 42 points. They put up 45. We had 2 turnovers. They did, and they win the game. The Browns game, we went down like 35-7 off all turnovers, and it was just, those games were just crazy. So I don't put too much on Mike Tomlin for losing like those type of games. Even the last 2 games, what I always put a lot on Tomlin was certain decisions that he made, letting Ben Roethlisberger stay so long, letting Matt Canada stay so long, things like that. It's like, come on, man. The standard is the standard, right? But what is the standard? So my take is Tomlin is a top 5 coach right now, top 3 to me, and he always been a top 5 coach. He's never not been a top 5 coach in my eyes.
I see Brother Jacob said he's number 2. Are you saying like right now? It's interesting. I want to see how Brother Jacob replies to that. Fellas?
They can go.
I feel like these still I could go on purpose.
Now Joe's still upset that you said they can't win a playoff game.
I didn't say that. Now you put words on my mouth. All right. So I've been pretty consistent on this. And I'm not going to change it. But I will say this, though. Mike Tomlin has this Steelers team looking like one of the best teams, if not the best team in the AFC, other than the Chiefs. I'll say that. This Steelers team, this Steelers defense is playing lights out right now. Let's be frank about that. If you look at the play last night to seal the game, who was it? It's the guy, TJ Watt, the guy that makes the plays. They don't give up. I know Joey Porter Jr. actually played a really good game last night as well, even though Malik Neighbors got a few catches. But Joey Porter Jr. played a good game. And then you see a game like that against a good Giants defense where Najee pretty much is running all over them. He's playing a really good. He was definitely balling last night. And the addition with Russ, I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the year, when in the offseason Fields was like, no, I'm here to compete to be the QB1. Then he comes in, Russ is injured. He plays the first 6 games. They're 4-2. You like, dang, I mean, they look good. I don't see why they would make the switch. And I even questioned them making that switch. I was like, why would you do this right now? When Justin Fields is, he's on the trajectory. He's going up. You can see in the last couple of games, he's starting to play a little bit better than before. But Justin Fields said it himself. He said, I did not solidify the spot. I felt if I solidified the spot, Russ wouldn't even be in the question right now. Russ would just be, he would be on the bench. He didn't say exactly he would be on the bench, but basically he's just saying that if I played the way I should have played, then this wouldn't even be a question. I would still be the starter, still taking the snaps, and not be the guy out there. But I didn't do that. He even said that there were in the 2 games they lost prior, there were moments where they could have won that game if he actually did what he should have done. But Russ makes this offense look a lot smoother. He was dropping some dimes last night in that game. That touchdown pass that didn't count against George Pickens was a really good pass. It's just that his feet didn't get down, but that was a really good pass that he threw down there. He threw some good passes on the sideline, and even though he took some sacks in that game, you can tell that Russ he's making some really good decisions out there. So this is what Mike Tomlin needed. Mike Tomlin needed a vet quarterback to come out there and be able to feed his receivers. Now he only has George Pickens out there because Roman Wilson is on IR right now, and Pat Freiermuth is still out there playing good with Darnell Washington. But you mix those 2 in, along with George Pickens and Najee running the ball, he'll get back to that top 5 thing. For me, it was just expecting more than just winning, just being over 500. That's just my thing when it comes to Mike Tomlin. Just getting when I think about Mike Tomlin before. When he had Big Ben and all this other stuff, it was him getting to the playoffs, fighting for Super Bowl titles. That's a top 5 coach to me. That's the guy. That's the guy that I remember. Now, not saying that he ain't capable of that, but that just hasn't that's not what it's been. They drafted Kenny Pickett. They put him they put him in that position to be the starting quarterback. They had Mason Rudolph and all those guys. They had opportunities to draft quarterbacks and they just didn't do it. So I'll say I'm still on hold for that. But it definitely looks great right now. And if you base it just off this season, then I would say yes. Based off this season alone, you could say yes.
Yeah.
Based on the season alone. So based on the 8 games.
Yeah, if we base it off of just 8 games, is he a top 5 coach right now for this season? You would say yes. Off of 8 games for this season, you would say yes right now.
So I mean, Kyle Shanahan ain't top 5.
No, right now, I would not say he is.
So that's not the question, though. I'm sorry to be more specific. The question ain't who the best coach, because in the first 8 games, it's active coaches right now. Is he top 5? Straight up. We ain't talking about the career and all that stuff.
I said no.
Okay.
I said I was consistent with that. I started off with that. I said I'm gonna be consistent with that. I said no in the beginning. I'm saying no now.
Okay. Double checking for the viewers who missed the beginning. You know.
Sorry, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. Can I just ask? Can we just have Dave give his top 5?
I wrote down some people too.
Andy Reid, of course. Kyle Shanahan.
You just said he's not
period.
No, first 8 games.
Based off of this, Joe said based off this year. That's why I said no.
Okay.
He said the first 8 games he not.
Kyle Shanahan.
I knew.
Come on, man. Just let me.
I got you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Hey, you ain't just do the LL.
Honestly, a lot of people give this coach some flack, but Nick Sirianni, I mean, they have been in the playoffs consistently the last few years. I'll say that I'll give him a top 5 coach as well. The Bills head coach, I put him up there as well. Because they've been consistent in the playoffs. And honestly, I'm going to say the Vikings head coach. If you look at what he's been able to do, I personally think he's the top 5 coach in the league.
All right, so now I didn't know he was doing top 5s, but I throw my top 5 in right quick. I'm going, and we saying overall, right? We ain't worried about no 8 games.
Just period.
Period right now. Not career. Not what they did.
Just right now.
Right now.
In this time frame. No order. I'm just throwing them out there. Andy Reid,
Okay.
Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Oh no, Mike T might be up there. I'm gonna throw Mike T in my 5. And when I'm at 4. They gonna call me a hater if I don't, because he's been the most winningest coach since he's been in the league. So I gotta say Nick Sirianni. But other than that, that's my 5.
Let me give you my top 5.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Andy, no order. Andy Reid, Dan Campbell,
Okay.
Sean McVay. I'm gonna give flowers for Kyle Shanahan, and Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is top 5 for sure. He not 5. I think Mike Tomlin.
Can I swap?
Tomlin probably number 2, like this thing said.
Can I swap Can I swap Nick for Dan Campbell?
Yeah, you better.
You better.
Yeah.
Joe, I think I like your list the most, to be honest. Well, I think you and Tom got the same list pretty much.
Somebody said John Harbaugh.
I don't think he's top 5.
My issue with John Harbaugh, when Lamar gets hurt, they don't win on games, bro. They don't win games.
I mean, Shanahan team hurt right now. They ain't winning no games for real.
I mean, we're 4-4.
I'm just saying.
So it's not like we won in 6. We're 4-4. We won.
The Raiders don't be going 1-6 when Lamar get hurt. They made the play like Lamar normally gets hurt towards the end of the season. It's not like they play a whole season without.
And they don't win those games.
They don't, Javon. They
don't win all of them.
They play number 1 seed, number 1 in the division.
And we talking about the quarterback.
Of course, you're not going to be the number 1 seed no more without Lamar.
Hold on. I saw a season 2 years ago with 2 our quarterbacks got hurt, and we still went into the NFC Championship game. So what you talking about?
Talking about where Brock Purdy came in and played well. Talking about that year.
Yes.
Okay. So now what is Brock Purdy though?
We know who he is now, but I'm talking about right then. You just said yourself that he don't win games. He clearly showed that. He showed that. He showed that
this year.
He won games. He won games with Nick Mullins too. You know that,
He
right?
did,
He
though.
won. He run game with C.J. Beathard.
All right, so
So we're not putting John Harbaugh in the same conversation with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has shown he can win games without a star quarterback.
all right, this is my thing
I'm
on
just
Kyle
saying.
Shanahan. See, Dave's thing is getting there. My thing is you gotta get the job done.
I'm not talking about just getting there either.
You are. You know why?
That.
Because
No,
you
I'm
said
not.
just winning.
No,
You
I'm
said
not.
just winning.
No,
You never said
What have I
that they
always
got
said?
to win
I
a
don't
ring.
care about getting there. I always say I don't care about
I'm
getting
talking
there.
about
As
when
a team, we need to win it all. That's what I said.
I'm not talking about your team. I'm talking about your point about Tomlin not being a top 5 coach. You saying because he don't win games in the playoffs, that don't make you a top 5 coach. When
He hasn't.
And what I just said? I said he hasn't won games in the playoffs. I just said that, right? But what do you look at for a coach? A guy that's a leader in men. Mike Tomlin probably the best at that in the league. You need a guy that can restore order. He's one of the best guys at that as well. You need a guy that when the going gets rough, he's gonna hold guys to the fire. He's gonna make that's the type of coaches you need. Kyle Shanahan is a great offensive mind. I would give you that. Great offensive mind. The thing about Kyle Shanahan is though, he cannot get the job done. He can't. He's been there as an offensive coordinator, didn't get it done. He choked. He's been there as a head coach, choked every time. Every single time you had a chance to win, y'all choked. So you sitting here giving your guy top 5 because he gets there, but he never gets the job done though. I'm not saying he's not top 5. My thing is you cannot sit here and say Tomlin is not top 5 coach when he hasn't had good quarterback play since Big Ben was in the league. You just said when he had Big Ben, he was winning. Yes, because he had a quarterback. All these coaches you named, the Vikings had Kirk Cousins, solid quarterback play. The Bills had Josh Allen, solid quarterback play. Nick, who is Andy Reid? We know who he got. I forgot who you had Kyle Shanahan. Who's the other guy you named?
Sirianni.
I can't have this conversation with Dave no more. I didn't know you said Nick Sirianni. You said Nick Sirianni is top 5 over Mike Tomlin? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Based off the last few years, I would say that.
Are you serious?
Based off the last few years, I'll say that.
Somebody got a drug test, Dave, bro. Because Nick Sirianni didn't win until he got who? Did Jalen Hurts win his first year in the playoffs?
Nope.
Then what happened? They got a superstar offense and defense, and then they finally won some games. What happened last year?
Went to the playoffs and got smoked in the playoff game.
Okay, so just because that one Super Bowl run, he's a top 5 coach. Is that what you're saying?
They made it.
Yes or no, Dave?
The last 3 years.
Yes or no, Dave? Is that why he's a top 5 coach? Because he made that one Super Bowl run, even though he went 10-0 last year and then got spanked for the rest of the year. Talk to me, Dave.
Nah, it's not just that.
You got to get him back.
It don't make sense to me though, because it really don't. Because in this league, more than ever now, what do you need to win? Anybody can answer this. What do you need to win in the NFL more than ever right now?
Quarterback.
A quarterback. I'm just leave it at that, man. Because this man said Nick Sirianni is top 5 over Mike Tomlin. Oh my goodness. Whew.
Yeah, I want to say Nick Sirianni top 5, especially after last year. That was a coaching meltdown.
Put his mic on mute. Look, you don't need to say Vaughn.
That was a coaching meltdown.
You're still on mute. You're still on mute, Vaughn.
I just can't believe it though. I'm really at loss of words right now. I really think you're just trying to stick to your guns at this point. It's cool. I get it.
So, like for me, right, the reason why I got my list, I got Dan Campbell because the impact of that team when he got there, you saw it all the first year. So, and then they played with a certain way, play a certain way because of him, you know. So Dan Campbell, Sean McVay, I feel like is a really good coach. Yeah, when he had his weapons, he won a Super Bowl. But they be hurt every year now, and they still be in the fight like last year. They were hurt this year, you know. So Sean McVay is a really good coach. Andy Reid, should I say more? He went to 5 NFC Championship game with McNabb. No diss to McNabb. And I had Matt LaFleur in the bubble, and Kyle Shanahan, you know, like Kyle Shanahan, I mean, I gotta respect Kyle Shanahan because the culture he set there also. He set a certain culture with the 49ers. They consistently win, and it's because of him. He got a culture. You hear players talk about Kyle Shanahan, the order they have, and all that stuff. And then Mike Tomlin, bro, like I know I had my thing with Vaughn with Mike Tomlin. I never said he wasn't a top 5. My issue was, can we raise his standards? Like, can we not be too excited with him just being 500? But I mean, come on, bro. He had nothing to work with. Like, far as Javon's right, you need a QB. I mean, anybody that know that, come on, bro. I know that. Like, come on now, QB saved my life. You know. So my whole thing is Mike Tomlin been making, and then also he in the toughest division. You know, year out year in, he got to play this tough division, and he's still winning games. So I got to give him his props.
Well, can I do an honorable mention? If we talking about being in the toughest division and you need a quarterback, what's the Browns coach name?
Oh,
'Cause
Stefanski. I like him too.
Stefanski
Yeah.
definitely top 6
Yeah, he
because
top
all the
six,
stuff
so.
he got to deal with.
Stefanski is. I really like Stefanski. I know.
I do too.
know Tay don't, but I'm like, bro, he's not the problem, bro. It's y'all owner.
Stefanski is definitely another problem in Cleveland. We know it's the owner. Ownership has been terrible there for a very long time.
Yeah.
But Mike Thomas, he's like brother Jacob said, bro. Mike Thomas probably. See, when today's offense also, Bill Belichick was in the league still, you know. So people probably thought he was top 10. Oh, you didn't think he was top 10 day at the time? Never mind. Let me shut up.
Bill, because remember I was the one that said that Bill Belichick was going to lose his job.
But
Come on,
his
Joe.
GM, he's a good coach there. It's his GM skills, bro. That hurt him.
I'm sorry, Joe, but when you say NFL,
It was almost
almost
honestly, my stance was pretty much the same thing with Mike Tomlin. Because to me, I expect when it comes to Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick, I hold them to a higher standard because of what they've already done in this league. Mike Tomlin is already a Super Bowl champion head coach. He already has one. So I expect him to do more than what he's done. Now, I get it. I understand it. He hasn't had the quarterback play, but that's also been some of the decisions that he's made. We know that Mike T has he's given that grace to be able to make those decisions, being able to hire his own coaches and stuff like that. So having Matt Canada there for a while was a part of that for me. Not having a good enough quarterback there was a part of that for me because I feel like you said, being as though you had Big Ben for so long, you weren't able to put yourself in a position to draft the quarterback. So that was all of that ties into me not putting him up there because those decisions were his reasoning.
But it wasn't him solely making those decisions. He doesn't have the.
I know he's not the GM, but my thing is, I look at him like I look at Belichick.
Yeah, but Belichick hasn't won since Brady was there. So
that's also true.
You need a quarterback at the end of the day. Like that's the whole kill here. Like one thing I can say about Mike Tomlin is people already count us as a winning record just because of him. It's like it don't matter who he got. They know he gonna at least get over 500. So I feel like that says a lot about you as a coach already. Every player in the league says they wish they can play for Mike Tomlin. I want to play for Mike Tomlin. Every player, literally, every time you hear somebody talking about a coach, they try to play for Mike Tomlin. Every time a player comes to us from another team, man, I always wanted to play for Mike Tomlin. Who don't want to play for Mike Tomlin? I mean, I feel like everybody know what it is, man. I feel like Dave just needed something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I know your guy ain't top 3.
I killed with the question.
I'm talking
about him signing up. He just brought that up out of nowhere in the past. Like he just brought that up. Like it was never like a question. He just said, "Man, I just don't think time." He just brought it up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
I brought it up like randomly.
I'm saying when we first talked about when you first said Mike Tomlin not top 5, it wasn't a topic or nothing. You just said it. You just
you said it in the chat, and I brought it up.
No, you volunteered that, Dave. You can show me the receipt. You can show me the receipt, but I'm just saying you brought it up. So
you said I brought it up.
I don't like you named the Vikings coach. What has he done? Tell me.
I look at him just being able to win and not really having a consistent quarterback.
He had Kirk Cousins. Dave, what are you talking about?
That was Mike Tomlin, though. You just named Mike Tomlin. Be able to win with no quarterback. And Kevin O'Connell didn't win a playoff game. He got smoked as a favorite against the Giants.
Against Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Dang. Tomlin like, all right, bro.
Yeah, we gonna go to the doghouse with that one.
Put Dave in there too, with the Vikings coach. The Vikings coach and Nick Sirianni. Throw all of them in there. Because They not top 5 coaches. I'm sorry.
Dave, you got a rebuttal? Other than that, we're gonna get to our last words with Vaughn.
No rebuttal.
You can't
Okay.
want to smoke him.
Hey man, that's all I'm gonna say, man. Top of the division game. Let me put my Joe. Hey brother Joe, come on, man. Hey, top of the division gang is here. You know what I'm saying? The curtain is here. I ain't gonna say still because I ain't gonna disrespect the past. But them Glass House Niners, y'all days are over, my boy. That's all I'm gonna say about them. Shout out to the Magic. My boy Paulo had that first 50 piece. That boy Paulo. I said he gonna be top 5, didn't I? It's coming. RBO will be live tomorrow. Okay. I'm hoping to do an early show. If I can get there, I will. If not, it will be at 9.
We will do it
No,
tomorrow when I asked you about today. That's so messed up.
hey, we have some technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to the producer. You know what I'm saying? I tried. You know, I tried. But you know, I just want to say appreciate y'all. We on a bye week this week, so everybody have a good time on the football field. And Joe and brother Joe, I'll see you in 2 weeks, man. I will be at the game. I will be at the game.
Rest up, big fella. Rest up.
Hey, we chilling. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All
right, Vaughn.
Somebody try to produce him.
And speaking of producers, we're gonna talk about another one of the well-produced shows that is on this network is Dave's Doghouse. And I think Dave got a lot of candidates for his Doghouse once he actually does his show. But he's gonna give you a little snippet right now. And Dave, tell the people about the Doghouse and who you put in it.
All right, so it will be tomorrow night at 9:00. Joe, see you. Thank you for everything, my guy. Appreciate you. But yeah, tomorrow night, 9:00. I'm still looking at other candidates right now to be put as dogs or in the doghouse, but I definitely have a list already kind of sort of set. But today we just got one person that we got to talk about. And crazy thing is, I sent this to Joe earlier before we got some news about this player today. Second-year quarterback out of University of Florida, plays for the Indianapolis Colts, and we saw the news today. He just got benched for Joe Flacco. Go ahead and bring the video up. Anthony Richardson, my boy, somebody that I wasn't high on coming out of college from one. I mean, that could be some bias because I am a University of Miami fan, of course. But also because I actually watched him in college. And he was not honestly one of the best quarterbacks in college from what I saw. Some people are surprised that he's only throwing he has a 44% completion percentage in the NFL. Well, in college, he had a 54% completion percentage in college in Florida. So it was never good, honestly. He's just not very accurate. He is ranked 27th in the league out of 32 quarterbacks when it comes to effective EPA in the league. He's 27th in the league. He was known for overall pick last year, and he has a 44.4 completion percentage as of right now, which is why he's getting benched. He has thrown for 958 yards so far, 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and 6 starts this season. You tell me if that is good enough for someone to be a quarterback. And I agree with this comment right here. If you were going to draft him that high, he should not have started immediately. And another thing that people want to talk about is, his ability to run the ball, having a strong arm. Well, he's gotten injured 3 times running the ball and fumbled 9 times running. So he's not an effective runner when it comes to being a running quarterback. He's not effective. He is just not what you consider a starting quarterback in this league. It was the right time, and they probably should have benched him immediately because Anthony Richardson is just not the answer for Indianapolis. Indianapolis definitely needs a quarterback. We know what happened with Andrew Luck. He had to retire early because he had multiple concussions, and then you think about, you brought in Matt Ryan, that didn't work. You brought in Phillip Rivers, that didn't work. The coach they need a quarterback, and they went and They went and fished, got Anthony Richardson, and they thought that he was going to be one of the greatest things smoking. Not saying that he can't be a good quarterback, but right now they put him out there too soon, and he's just not. He's not good. He's not good. He came out of college and he got everything. He got put so high up on the draft board because of his athletic ability and what he did in the combine. It was simply because of that. It wasn't because of what they saw in college, because if they looked at the tape in college, he was not a good quarterback. He was not one of the best quarterbacks in that draft. If you look at what he was able to do, he second, third, fourth round at best. He was not a first round quarterback, and second is even too high in my opinion, honestly. But Anthony Richardson is not. He shouldn't have been drafted as high as he was. And that's not his fault, but we can only talk about what he's done over these last 2 seasons. Now, we know he got injured last year, so he missed a lot of time last year. But like I said, in 6 starts this year, 958 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 total in 6 games, and 7 interceptions. That is not winning football, and that is not a starting quarterback in this league if you want to win some games. So, Tomo, I'm pretty sure you got the sounds. Anthony Richardson, my guy, you in the doghouse. That's just where you are, man.
I think Joe pulled Anthony Richardson. He tapped his helmet and said, "I was just tired." Once I heard that,
thing. That's another. I'm glad.
That's what
you
I said
said
when you said he got benched. I was like, "That's why."
I'm glad you said that too. Are we not going to criticize him for putting himself out in the game? Haven't we done that multiple times for basketball players subbing themselves out? I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback sub himself out in the third quarter and say, "I'm too tired to play." Like,
I heard that. I said,
we question it. We got to question his. Does he really want to play football? Is he really capable of playing football? Because if he said he's tired in the third quarter, I mean, you signed up to be a quarterback. You got to play all 4 quarters until the game is over. I mean, unless you were expecting to be up 35 points in the third, then I don't think you know what you signed up for.
You want to know what is funny? Ain't just the same quarterback that Joe was like, no.
Yes.
This your quarterback, Joe. Now you gotta come back. We gotta talk to Joe about this one. He's talking about top 5 coaches. This was your top 5 quarterback in the fantasy league. We gotta talk about that because he literally quit on his real team and your fantasy team in the middle of a game. Nah, this is well deserving. I got another nominee for the doghouse, but I'm gonna send it over to you because you already seen the news. You talked about it a little bit. So y'all can suggest or guess who's going to be there. But nah, this was good. He definitely need to be there, and I can't wait to see what happens in 2 weeks when he talks about what really happened. Because I think he said it in the post game that he said, "I was just tired." Like, you think your teammates want to hear that after they went through training camp, the several games that you missed, they still played? Like, it's defensive tackles. It's like, bro, you was tired. We don't even lead the field.
Exactly.
Especially no offensive linemen. They don't even lead the field for real. Because at least on the defensive line, they rotate. You got a whole left tackle talking about some you tired.
Exactly. They don't rotate on the offensive line. It's rare that you see rotations on the offensive line. I don't know any team that does that consistently. So
well deserved, man. Anthony Richardson, man. Hopefully you can get it together because I also agree with what Carl said too. Like, that move, maybe it was a confidence killer already in how you've been playing, but that just didn't help it.
Didn't help at all. And honestly, Joe Flacco should have been. He should have still been with Cleveland. That's my opinion. Should have stayed in Cleveland. They should have never let him go.
Well, then they opened the door for another genius. This is a shining light for the Browns at this moment. They done got Jameis Winston over there, so he about to do a lot of marketing for him.
That's facts. That's facts.
Tell the people where they can find Dave's Doghouse and when's the next episode.
So you can find Dave's Doghouse on if you go to YouTube, Dave's Doghouse, just as it says right there on the screen. I will be live tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. So that's where you can find me. You'll find me tomorrow 9:30 p.m. sharp, maybe about an hour long, maybe shorter, maybe longer. All depends. But you will see me 9:30 p.m. tomorrow night.
Yeah, go. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button. And Dave, let's get these last words, man. This show has been electrifying. I will tell y'all this. You definitely want to join the NFL. Just join the IG chats. Become a superstar member so you can join the VIP chat. Because I know Dave going to have a lot to say to a special somebody after this episode. Or maybe some bros. I don't know.
Nah.
Let's get our last words in, Dave.
Nah, man. I'm just glad that we had a great show today. Thanks, Vaughn, for coming on the show. And, today was definitely electrifying. Like I said, I'm just glad that we got these bets going, of course. Me and Vaughn seem to always run it back every time. So appreciate that, Vaughn. I'm going to be I'm already looking at my Duke shirts that I want for this year. So appreciate that, my guy. And you made the right decision with college football, because UNC football is trash. It has been for a while. So you definitely made a good decision on that. But other than that, man, like I said, I'm excited about this, excited about all the shows. Make sure you tune to all the shows. More likely BWT will be going live tonight after the World Series. The Yankees are down 3-0. So, the Yankees are on the brink of elimination, so they're going to look to try to win this game tonight. I honestly expect them to. I don't see a sweep, but I'll tell you one thing. If it happens, I'll be happy.
Hey, I seen Big Poppy up there telling some they not like us. They not like us. Then he gonna say, damn, 03. They not like us. Man, I love the pettiness in sports and when they become commentators. Man, I love it.
Yeah, facts.
And I said it right there. I think that hopefully they're not done, especially in New York, to get swept in New York. I don't think they want to do that. I think the curse may be back if that happens. But best of luck to them, because I don't see the Nets making the World Series next year. Maybe not. But quick shout out to all our superstar members. Like I said before, you want to become a superstar member, click the link below. The description is right there to tell you how to become a member and all the perks that we have. One of the main perks, when you are a superstar, you're part of the VIP Instagram chat. I mean, you can always come on the show. If y'all want to come on the show, just let us know. But shout out to our superstar members. We got Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Vaughn, Lamar, Giovanni, and Chris. And make sure you hit that button. And my last words is, I told y'all my quarterback was going to throw that interception. And I told y'all he was going to look at that tablet. And he continued to look at the tablet.
Twice.
It should have been 3 times. He probably went back and watched the film and said, he probably called Fred and said, thank you, Fred. Thank you. I ain't throw for no yards, but you saved me on that one.
Probably did.
I don't know what's going on with this football team. Maybe it's the soft rebuild year, but it is what it is. The trade deadline is November 2nd in the NFL.
Next Tuesday.
So next Tuesday, we're gonna see some moves being made. Shout out to the Ravens for going to get a wide receiver. Shout out to the Chiefs. But anyway, like I told y'all last year, it's the NFL season. Enjoy these wins, because you never know when your team might win again. And we see another team that just keeps on winning, and they just keep getting on. I don't know. The more they win, the more they just go higher up in the clouds. And you can't say a word. But
yeah, it's all good. Like I said, you can tell someone is not used to being at a certain spot. That's all.
And when they get to them playoffs, the playoffs will humble you every time.
Every time. And that's why Tomo, we've witnessed a lot of
I know.
Gruesome playoff losses. So we have a lot.
You got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me.
So
with that being
but
said,
we appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Shout out to Lambo Anlo on the intro and Ed Han on the logo. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.